Greetings, YouTube! Welcome to North Georgia. I've been out tromping around in the woods, done got myself lost. But I wanted to show you a couple of things. I found a couple of signs on a big buck. Big buck. Let me turn this around and show this to you. It's an old scrape. Looks like an old scrape. Comes up pretty high, nearly to my waist. I can hear the road over that way. I'm not really lost. I'm kidding. As you can see, I'll turn the camera around. These weeds are taller than I am. I'm 6'1". Yes, I'm still following this big old doe. Just can't seem to lay my eyes on her again. Not during the day. I've only seen her at nighttime. Found a lot of rabbit tobacco. I don't know if any of y'all ever played with rabbit tobacco or not, but when I was a youngin', we'd sneak off in the woods with some either brown paper sack or a piece of notebook paper, and we'd pick rabbit tobacco and smoke it. I mean, there's no kind of euphoric effects or anything. It's just a really sweet tasting, sweet smelling plant. I don't know the Latin name for it, but we always called it rabbit tobacco. I guess because rabbits eat it, chew on it, do whatever they do with it. Pretty dense back in here. I got across, the last video I was talking about is real wet and soggy. I was able to get across that little swamp that's down there. It was pretty nasty, but I was able to get across it without sinking up to my ankles in it. There are definitely some monsters in here. Yeah, I'm fighting my way through the woods. But I'm finding a lot of scrapes, a lot of rubs. Finding a lot of little cedar trees growing. Like this one right here. This little cedar tree right here. They just grow wild. Really never seen cedar trees growing wild like that. I mean, every 10 foot or so you find one. To the natives, the cedar is one of the 7 sacred trees. I think it's because of the way it smells and the way it looks when you open it up. That red color that's in the inside of it. A little bit winded, I've been walking. I want to do a shout out, but the person I want to do a shout out for is a very private individual. This individual is one of the strongest, most courageous people that I've ever met. I must say that I'm very impressed with the determination and sheer willpower of this particular person. This person watches all my videos, comments on them, and I must say, it is a sheer pleasure to have a subscriber or a friend or a compadre with those qualities. I've broken out into a spot here with some of the biggest anthills I've ever seen. That's a big anthill. Look at them rushing out. You want to see them rush out? We'll play with the ants for a minute. Check them out. That's a big fire ant mound. You can see my hand. I've got big hands. Big old fire ant mound. Yeah, man, do just about anything to keep from being bored, you know. Poke a stick down in there and really open it up. Yeah. I done woke you up from your winter sleep, didn't I? big old fire ant mound. I can smell them. A lot of people say, you can smell ants? Yeah, I can smell snakes too. Most of your copperheads, whenever you get close to them, if they see you or hear you or sense you, they'll put off a smell that smells almost like cucumber. Rattlesnakes will too. King snakes, rattlesnakes, copperheads. I haven't seen any rattlers anywhere close by. Not recently. Excuse me. I can tell your surveyors have been back here because there's surveying tape hanging. See it hanging there? Yeah, surveyors have been back here goofing. I don't know what they're up to, but I'm gonna try to ease through here. Pretty hard spot to get through, but I think I can get through it. Yeah, I'm way off in the woods. This is a spot I pointed out to you in the last video I made about the birch tree, her having another spot. It almost looks like there used to be a home back here or something, just by the way it's laid out. Nevertheless, let me get back to the subscriber I was talking about. A little bit winded. This subscriber, totally amazing. Absolutely amazing. Like I said, I'm not going to mention any names. I'm not going to go anything in depth. But I just wanted to highlight just what I thought about this person. Very amazing. Very, very amazing. Somebody with that much courage, somebody with that much willpower, somebody with that much determination, and with the faith of someone like I've never seen before. You know who you are. I just wanted to let that subscriber know, along with that subscriber and this subscriber and all 300 of you. Just absolutely amazes me every time I think about it. Absolutely amazing. This subscriber loves caviar and ice cream. Something I've never heard of before. It's got to be good. It's a thing. I've heard from several different people about the caviar and ice cream. It's got to be good. That salt that's in there setting off all the creams and the flavors that are put in the ice cream. I've been thinking about it a lot. Just wondering to myself, you know, it's got to be good for you. I mean, it's all that, the good stuff that fish has in them, you know, it's got to be in the eggs. I'm trying, there's a big old oak tree over there. I don't know how to get to it. The weeds here are so thick you can barely see through them. But as you can see, as I pan all the way around me, I'm definitely off in the woods. It looks like there's wild holly trees growing. Like that one right there. It's a wild tree. That one over behind it. It's a wild holly tree. Amazing what you find when you get out walking about. My subscribers over in Australia, they call it going on walkabout. And I try to do it, try to get out on walkabout at least once a week. Something's moving. I've got one subscriber by the name of Southpaw Drone. Call him Lefty. I also call him Chetanea. Little blackbird that flies too close to the sun. You know who you are. You hear them? They're very upset that I'm walking around in their woods. But if they knew me, they know that I would take nothing but pictures and leave nothing but footprints. I don't throw my garbage down. I respect the earth that I walk on. I believe that we were put here as wardens of creation. We got to guard it the best we can. Too many people out there trying to rape the earth. Rape Mother Earth, stripping the topsoil, clear cutting the trees, taking what they can take. You know, I was taught that it's not yours, you don't touch it. I was also taught take only what is needed, nothing more. I was also taught do what's good for the family or the clan, whichever one you subscribe to. And it looks like I'm about to break out on the backside of somebody's farm. Uh-oh. Hope nobody shoots at me. Maybe I need to wave my arms and wave my hat in the air and say, I'm not Bigfoot, don't shoot at me. I know, silly little video, but it's what I do, you know. It keeps me sane, keeps me well-rounded, and lets me talk to my friends. Yes, you can see I've lightened my face up quite a bit. I thought it would help getting some work and what have you. I look like something from another world. That big old beard. Sorry guys, but it's kind of woolly. Had a big old stink bug in it the other day. I wanted to kill it, but I knew if I did, I'd be able to smell it for a week after that. I just wanted to carry y'all through the woods with me for a minute. Show you how amazing creation is. Like this right here. You see that? Here in the South, we call that a piece of lighter log. See how stiff it is? You'd think it'd fall right over like the rest of this rottenness. See how it just falls apart? Down inside here, you'll find, see how red it is? And if you smell it, it smells like turpentine. This wood right here, if you get it wet, it'll still light. No matter how wet it is, it will burn forever and ever. It's actually saved my butt a couple of times. Been out in the middle of the woods, everything I own's wet. Need to make a fire. Lighter log will save you. Oh yeah. When they take turpentine, when they make turpentine, it comes from the pine tree. And when a pine tree sits and rots like that tree did, the center of it sometimes, busted my finger open, sometimes it'll get hard and it'll actually almost petrify. You turn towards the sun. And once it petrifies, that turpentine comes up from the roots and impregnates into that hard piece of wood. And like I said, that's one of the biggest pieces. Normally you only find them maybe knee high. This one's at least 8 foot tall. That's a big piece of ladder log. I'm gonna leave it standing in case somebody might need it down the road sometime. They get lost out here in these woods. Really not lost. I can see there's 2 houses over there, right over that way. I don't know if you can see them or not. I'll hold the phone up, pan it around a little bit. You see the tops of houses right over there. I'm only maybe a half mile from the house. And I keep finding a bunch of this. It's white quartz. I've been taught from my native relatives that quartz is the light of the Creator. So whenever I find it, I kind of try to respect it. I don't know if you can see inside of that, the shiny stuff that's in it. That's called mica. It's real thin, almost like foil. It's a nice piece of white quartz. Real nice piece. There's several of them here if you look. Laying around everywhere. That tells me that I'm close to bedrock. And the next thing you find when you find bedrock, you'll find quartz. A lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times you'll find gold. I've talked about gold before in one of my previous videos called Don Carter State Park. Talked about Lake Lanier and how I believe Lake Lanier was put there to cover up the gold that's underneath it. Corps engineers know North Georgia is just chock full of gold. It may not be big nuggets, big placer gold. Some of it maybe the size of my pinky. Some of it microscopic. But if you start finding a bunch of black dirt, what they call magnetite, it's usually gold with magnetite. Gold's got a specific gravity of 19. The only thing that's heavier than gold in nature is mercury. That's why back in the older days they used mercury to float the gold out of solution. They would take these North Georgia rocks and they'd crush them up, put them in a stamp mill, crush them up, put them in a solution of mercury and Lord knows what else. And they'd float the gold out of it using mercury. These old timers, I'm sure they didn't know about mercury. I'm sure they didn't know that mercury is deadly, especially if you get it in your body. Very deadly. Thank goodness nobody does that anymore. I guess they don't do it anymore. They may over in some of the third world countries, but mercury was used to float gold out. Like I said, Lake Lanier, I believe it was put there to cover up the gold that's underneath it. I found microscopic gold out of Lake Lanier, just playing around, just goofing. And I know that if I wasn't even really trying and found gold, I know there's more there. I'm told by geologists that all the gold taken out of Georgia since recorded history to this point, it's only about 1/10 of what's still in the ground because it's locked up in hard rock, usually quartz, white quartz. That's a beautiful day to be out and walk about. I want to holler at a couple other people. I've been going on about the subscriber I have up in the North Georgia mountains. How amazing this person is. We're going to call this person the mountain dweller. This person lives very tip top of the mountain. nothing else around. How fortunate. Of course, this person deserves every blessing that can be laid upon them. Just because of their faith, their determination, their honesty, their willpower, and their respect for Mother Nature, respect for the earth. Now, Mr. JD Quad, I hope you're well. I sent you a message a little while ago, and I hope you see my video soon. I'm thinking about you, buddy. I know you're one of these that I talk about that treads lightly on Mother Earth. We've talked at length before about it. You and I both love the deer. I've seen several deers in your video, and I don't know why, but I love to look at them just as much as the next guy. I can hear something moving over to my right. I keep looking over there and seeing if I can catch something. I know that there's something over there moving back and forth, trying to avoid me. Of course, I'm making all the noise I can make. I don't want to scare nothing up. Oh, what do we have here? Okay. Looks like it's like a shoulder bone. From the markings on it, looks like either coyotes or wild dogs got a hold of a small deer no more than a month ago. There's your proof. I'm always finding where these coyotes that run up behind me up here, I hear them just about every night. And I've thought about eradicating some of them, but I'm not going to eat them. I'm not going to use their pelts. I know that Georgia has a open policy on coyotes, which I think is wrong. I know they're an invasive species, but it's still one of God's creatures. I'm just not going to kill something just to be getting rid of it. It's wrong to me. I'm not trying to put any kind of judgment on anybody that goes out hunting. That's not what I'm saying. Just for me, it's not. I couldn't do it. You know, if I was going to eat them or use their pelt or what have you, it'd be one thing. But I know I'm not going to eat no coyote, and I know I'm not going to spend my time messing with the pelt. How long have I been talking? 24 minutes. I'm going to have to whittle it down quite a bit. All right. JD Quad, how about you? I'm hollering at you. If y'all haven't seen JD Quad, you need to get over there and check him out. He has videos he does just about every day. And he's one heck of a guy. He's one of the leaders in our community. And I respect him immensely. He must put hours and hours and hours of work, and Lord knows how much money he spends on keeping the videos up, and I couldn't do it. A lot of respect for you, buddy. Nevertheless, I'm gonna head on back to the house. I hope you're all well. Go over there and see JD Quad. Give him a thumbs up from the Silver Top Flyer. Tell him I sent you to sing. Like I said, he's got a lot of good videos, a lot of good information. Might help you out, especially you new guys. This is Silver Top Flyer, deep in the woods in North Georgia. Signing off.